Whitney. You know. What's up? Wow. Oh, wow, Tom. Look at that.
Wait, what?
Oh, yes. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the footy, to the live stream. That's Tom's arm right there.
Oh, because he's got the pole in front of the camera.
We had this beautiful premium intro and then have gone straight to the pole is still in shot. I can tell you if you like.
Yeah.
Let's just not leave again.
I've got to twist this. Well, no, that's the thing. If there's a stream where I'm going to leave it.
Okay, great. Well, now it's out, Tom.
Okay, great.
A poll right in shot. And that's why we open up to you a little bit early before we start the official show. And you are... oh, no. Now there's a cord in shot. Hello, everyone. Hello, Righto Radio, Aaron Quigley. Hello, thank you for subscribing to... Or is it subscribing?
Yeah, I think
Official
so.
Pill Bouncer, Ben Fox. Lovely to see you, mate. Cable now. Yeah, right. Yeah, don't worry. We on this shit. We can talk, Tom, about... Hi, Marns.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, good.
Big day, big week.
Yeah.
Footy tomorrow, though. The reason... There's been a few little indications that Tom may have had day surgery today. One that was when we started this live stream. It wasn't called AFL Round 6 Preview, the Footy with Marns at 124. No, because that's an appropriate name. Thank you, Silver Side Up. Mm-hmm. The name when we went live initially was AFL Round 6 Preview, which I'm here for.
Yeah, I mean, it's a funny alternative name for an episode.
Let's preview that sex. Not really.
No.
Tom is out of it. He's been drugged up. He is going to take a respective backseat unless he gets fired up about something.
Which I might, it's coming in waves, the exhaustion. So.
Well, did you have anaesthetic?
Yeah.
And do you think that that's still in your body?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's why you're a bit sleepy?
I was going to pop in and then the surgeon was like, so don't drive for 24 hours. And I was like, I can. And they were like, no.
For real, don't drive.
Yeah, don't drive. So, okay.
This could very much have been on me. But Tom and I usually in many different message threads are in constant correspondence. Like constant. Is that fair to
I
say?
think that's very fair, yeah.
Whether it's in a message feed with my brother and him or with some other friends or through work Slack, constantly just saying shit. And it got to about 3 o'clock today and I went, I've not heard from Tom. Something's wrong. And then I was like, so I rang him. No, he's no reply. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I saw he wasn't seeing comments in any of the things. And then I rang him again. And then I looked at the calendar invite today and you had crossed it.
Yeah.
And I was like,
uh-oh.
I think Tom's dead. And so I rang his wife.
Oh.
And she didn't reply. And then you rang and went, hey, I was having day surgery. And I went, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And here we are. But you're all better now.
Yeah, I'm totally fine. It was just a little colonoscopy for those in the chat and a little iron infusion, so it's totally chill.
So how long until the iron infusion kicks in? You're like buzzing about.
So they reckon pretty quick with this one.
Great.
Because, back in the day it used to take like 6 weeks, but apparently this is some new brand or whatever, and they reckon it's got pretty soon. So
great.
Yeah. So I'm hoping, really soon I'll be firing all cylinders.
You'll be like the Gold Coast Suns.
Yeah. I get my own toot trumpet to follow me around.
There's a few F's in the chat for Tom for respect. Yeah. Do you know about that? F to pay respect.
Oh, I thought F was like a fail in the chat.
No, F to pay respect. It's from a game.
Yeah, I would imagine. No, sorry.
Yeah, there's a F to pay respect. There was a game I think it's like a COD Modern Warfare or something like that. Yeah. And you play out this plot and you go to your friend's funeral who died in the war. Yeah. And then when you're at the coffin, you can press F to pay respects. Yeah.
I knew about the Fs in the chat, but I didn't know the origins. That's really funny.
Press F, but it's different Xbox and PlayStation. But yeah, it's a game. Kevin Spacey plays a character in it. Conan plays it on Clueless Gamer.
That's really great.
Yes, pay F for your colonoscopy. Hey, just some we're off Broadway news. We are the number 80th podcast in the country.
Seriously?
We are.
Wow.
We're number 15 for all sport.
Whoa, that's really good, is it not?
Yeah. Let's get the Triton up. See who's ahead of us on podcasts in the AFL.
And the AFL? Okay, great.
If you go to Australian sports and then just decipher as you go.
Absolutely.
Pog
That's
80th,
so
everybody.
exciting.
But I
Thank
think-
you so much. Oh, I really regret looking into the camera. That light is so bright.
Yeah, it's brutal.
That's all you guys' hard work, so thank you. So,
Join it to us or the community?
no, to you.
Aw.
You too.
Yes, and you.
So true.
Do
Thank you.
you include clips from radio shows?
I want only podcasts.
Only podcasts. Okay, because that does change everything.
Yeah, that's what I want to know how many AFL podcasts rate better than us.
Okay, so I'm going to include the Howie Games.
Correct.
Oh,
That
yeah,
is the
that's
number
good.
one sports podcast in the country.
And if you see Will Anderson's show, plays a large role in his show.
Does it?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not
This
going to
is from
include...
Greg Vinall, by the way. Thank you, Greg.
Thank you, Greg. So I'm not going to include SEN Breakfast or ABC Sport Daily or Triple M Footy AFL because
No.
that's all...
I don't consider them real things.
That's all just cut up radio stuff. So then Dylan Friends is second in the country then.
Yeah, Dylan Friends.
Yeah,
Shout
that
out Dill.
And then we've got more Triple M, more SEN. And Sports Bazaar is the third in the country.
Sports Bazaar, Titus O'Reilly, our
Good
mate.
friends of ours. What about Roy and HG? What do they do?
They do rugby more so, but just all sports. So I don't include Roy and HG.
Okay. And then we've got a couple of rugby ones and a cricket one. And then Dan does footy.
Dan does footy, Dan Gorringe.
Yeah.
And then
Footy with Broden Kelly.
Really? Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
the fourth one.
With only a lot of qualifiers.
Yeah, if you remove any other sport, yeah, Triple M. But if you include all that shit, we're like 15th, I think.
That's
Yeah, which
still
is still great.
amazing,
Yeah,
no?
Oh, yeah, we're all about it. In fact, we do it in our little room with our plants and with our footy and our wines and our waters. You know, it's a big deal.
Tom, would you like a cookie?
No, I'm okay, thank you. What flavour did you get though, out of interest?
They were like $6 down to $1, and I think they're like salted caramel and chewy popcorn.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have one of them at one point, man, because they look fucking sick.
They're discounted, and I don't know why they've been discounted.
Well, I
Because they're
assume
out of date today.
Yeah, they're going out today. So
It's-
probably baked a few
it's
days ago. It's just
Cookies
okay.
with crunchy pretzels, caramel fudge, and milk chocolate chunks.
That is fucking awesome.
All right.
Thanks, Marnie. I'll probably crack one in during the news segment or something, just sit back and have a listen.
I'm feeling very good. I think we crack in.
Right.
You do bounce that pill, I'll do the intro.
Okay, I gotta.
Beautiful voice.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful voice.
Thank you.
Round 6, folks. It's a big round. Hard to tip, even harder to...
Bounce that pill.
You know what that means, but welcome. I don't even know what that meant or that intro at all, but
No,
welcome.
I was definitely waiting for there to be something else.
Welcome to the Footy with Marns this Thursday morning. Maybe you're walking the dog. Maybe you're at Chadstone. Maybe you're on a tram into the city. Or maybe you're in Adelaide and you're catching a bus because that is about 80% of your public transport. Or maybe you're in the Gold Coast taking the light rail. Or maybe you're in Perth on the train to, what's that play?
Last train to Freo.
Yeah, like to Freo. Doesn't matter. What matters, or maybe you're in Chicago, Illinois.
Where's Ken? Is he still in Japan?
He might be in Japan. Maybe you're in Osaka, enjoying the culture. Like every other Australian bogan, you are in Japan, perhaps. They're all there, including Mon, who works with us, is there right now.
Yeah, because the yen's really weak.
Yeah.
Just like a fleet of Jetstar planes just flying in and just getting in there and going, oh, I'm going to have some bloody drinks. I'm going to have some ramen. And why not? I'm jelly.
Yeah,
I'm
I love
totally jelly,
ramen.
yeah.
Oh,
But you know what I love more than ramen?
football.
Bouncing pills. How good was the footy on the weekend? Upsets
Oh
left,
my
right,
god,
and centre.
really good, really good. I feel like tipping is taking away from my enjoyment a little bit because even Crows beating Carlton by 2 points is just that is so tasty. Watching
Yeah.
that happen is so tasty. But then there was a part of me that was just like, oh damn, got my tip wrong.
Yeah.
And
it
same
does.
with actually not the Essendon game. The Essendon game I was up and about.
Yeah, is it 2 weeks? No, 1 week in a row now. was for your birthday. They got up for you.
They did. They got up for me specifically. I was there in the stands and I was having a lot of fun. There was a lot of yelling going on. Yeah.
I was playing a guessing game on stage at the Capitol Theatre for Comedy Festival called The Most Upsetting Guessing Game. And one of the characters was with a lot of people who don't follow football. I was the only one on stage who followed football. And there was a lot of footballers in the crowd. And so I did, one of the character traits I did was one of the people believed, well, they were the personification of nothing's better than Jake Stringer in a contract year.
It's true.
But so this poor music theatre performer who has no understanding of what that means had to perform as that. And it took a really long time to guess.
I bet it did, but I bet it was very satisfying for the audience.
Yeah, the audience were very much enjoying it. It's an upsetting game to watch, though.
I love watching it.
Folks, for full context, Tom has had day surgery. How are you feeling?
Yeah, off and on, but I'm here and happy to be here.
If you're just on the podcast, he put up the live stream before, and instead of calling it the AFL Round 6 preview, he called it the AFL Round Sex Preview.
Yeah.
Classic joke.
Yeah.
Classic.
And then I put a poll in front of the camera.
Yeah.
And you're just looking a little dozy.
And he's going to crack into some cookies later. Shall we hit the news?
Yeah. Do it?
Yep. It's time for the news with Marnie Vinall. Someone's suggesting one week we should do a dad episode with your dad,
Yeah,
Greg,
they would love that.
and my dad, Wayne, and you, Tom.
Yeah, that'd be
Oh,
great.
that's nice.
It would be, for me, unwatchable.
They can all just bring in, they can have a dad joke off.
Yeah.
That would
joke
be
off.
so fun to watch.
I've got jokes.
Can you give us one?
No, mine are more, riffs about roofs on stadiums and
Yeah, he does.
TV screens in pubs and stuff like that. I'm more of a riffer.
Yeah.
You know?
Ask me if I have a joke.
Do you have a joke, Marnie Vinall?
St Kilda.
Oh, wow. No, we can't be doing this. Hey,
Sorry. Love you, Sanus.
it's been brought up in the discussions, Tom. Can you prove you had day surgery?
You know what? I reckon I did take a few photos if anyone wants to see.
Of the colonoscopy. I can't say that. Colonoscopy?
Because if you're just joining us for the first time, Tom, whenever he vomits, will film it to prove later that he vomited.
Normal behaviour.
Yeah.
Incredibly normal behaviour.
Yeah, so I have a picture of me. You got on the stream probably can't see, but I have a picture of me sitting there waiting. Then I have a picture of
Stop. You don't want us blacklisted on YouTube. What are you going to show?
Oh, no, nothing incriminating, I promise. And then I have no stain prevention of extravasation. So when you get an iron infusion, you can stain your skin permanently.
Oh, really?
So it's just instructions for the nurses how to stop the staining of the skin.
Are you going to be like that?
And that's me getting my iron infusion.
Oh,
Great.
dope.
And then that's the iron infusion pump. And that's all the photos. So that's proof, right?
I don't know why I expected it to be bright red.
Can you convince me that's not AI?
I think there'd be detail in there that AI is not able to do in photos yet. Like that's text and the angle and the glare and stuff.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, should we talk about some news?
Yeah, I love news.
So yesterday, it came out that Jeremy Finlayson, he kind of expressed some frustration at his 3-week ban on his wife's podcast. So Kelly Finlayson has a podcast called Shit Talkers, and in it they have
Not in the top 15 in the AFL. I know that for sure because we're 15th.
We're 15th. Where the guests and the host, they highlight like a good, a bad, and offensive of the week. So like good, I had a really good sandwich today. Bad, I had a bad bagel today.
And then
etc.
And then what was the third one?
Offensive. So something offensive that's happened.
Oh.
And so when he was asked, what's your offensive, something that's pissed you off, he said, my offensive is it pissed me off that I got a 3-week suspension. That's it. That's tipped me over the edge. That's about it. We'll just leave it there. But in the background of when he said, I got a 3-week suspension, you can hear Kelly laughing, which kind of distills, in a lot of people's opinions, the statement that Finlayson then had to release later that day, in which he said that he should have provided more context and he should have explained that he was actually bitterly disappointed that what he said during the game, and he was bitterly disappointed with himself and the club, and that's what he was upset with, not the actual suspension.
And you've done an article about this today for The Age, which people can go and read as well.
Yes.
Will be in the paper tomorrow?
Yeah, it'll be in the paper tomorrow. And the AFL also put out a statement saying that they're disappointed in Finlayson's comments and that they want to reiterate that there's no place for that in our game.
And Port did a retraction, or they did a comment. What would you call it? A statement from him.
Yeah, so that was with him saying that he needs to put more context in what he was saying. Blah blah blah.
Good, bad, offensive.
Yeah. Do you want to give me your good, bad, offensive of the week?
Well, I was thinking instead of we could steal from the Finlaysons and make it good, bad, and fencing. So,
Okay.
Good this week. Tom got a blood transfusion, iron transfusion.
Yeah, that's great.
Bad. I haven't seen proof that I accept. And fencing, I like. Actually, I painted a fence.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you find that like almost like Zen-like because it's just the same thing over and over again?
Well, to be serious,
Yeah.
I painted my back fence like that.
Yeah.
And it took 2 days.
Oh my
I
God.
painted, so this time, my neighbour Frank, he has a spray gun. And we did the more fence in an hour.
Very cool. That's very cool.
Yes. Anyway.
Was it more exciting that you got to use the spray gun or more frustrating all the time that you spent having to do it by hand?
No, it was a learning experience.
Okay. We love learning experiences. But
yes.
I will just read this one tweet that I just think sums this up a little, well, sums up a lot of the mood of the queer community, which says, if you do more on this, talking to me, please talk more about how this is a betrayal. I am hurting more as a queer AFL fan now after the initial incident. I listened to his apology and I believed it. Now I feel naive and like I've been played, as well as the shit of homophobia in a sport I love. And I think that just sums up a lot because even his suspension, like the AFL cited his remorse in giving him only 3 weeks and not more.
Yeah. Yes. It wasn't very nice of him to follow up with that.
Didn't sound sincere.
Undercut the whole thing.
It really did. And it was just Kelly laughing about
Was
it,
your
honestly,
tweet
in the back.
your tweet today about it as well?
Well, my tweet, because earlier in the morning, and we'll talk about this, the AFL have appointed a new head of AFLW.
Yes.
And within it, they talk about scheduling. And I have issues with some of their scheduling. So and combining both those things at once, I just tweeted, you know what? Sometimes queer footy fans just want to enjoy their sport without homophobia and go to appropriately scheduled AFLW games.
Yes.
And it's getting really normal replies.
Yes. As Twitter is wont to do.
Yeah.
Or X. On that, so that was the second news thing. Shall we move to that on the new head of the
Yes.
AFLW, but not the head of the AFLW, but the head of marketing and growth? Is that the name of the role?
Yeah, so it's the position that taking over from Nicole Livingston, and they've appointed a marketing and product growth expert in Emma Moore, who comes from NAB. Wonder if she was in charge of our favourite ad.
You imagine?
Yeah, well, at least in some way she would have been 100%.
She would have been connected
would
in
have
some
ticked it
way.
off at least, yeah.
So the position is that she'll be the AFLW general manager from July, but it is a focus on product growth and marketing.
Nicole Livingston, correct me if I'm wrong, was the head of AFLW,
Yeah.
and now Emma Moore is not the head of it.
Well, the difference is that Emma Moore will be reporting to Laura Kane, not Andrew Dillon directly. So it's kind of like she'll be in charge of, she still will basically have the same role, but the structuring will be that she'll report to Laura Kane. So Laura Kane will have more of a hand over AFLW than, say, Gil.
Now, I'm not saying this will happen, but the AFL has a history of fumbling the bag
Sure.
and making mistakes. Mm-hmm. Who do I blame? Who do I blame?
Can I just read you out this particular paragraph from Caro's piece announcing Emma Moore?
Yes, I read Caroline Wilson's
The
piece
mother
today.
of 4 girls aged 13 and 20. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, so she's a mother of 4 girls aged 13 and 22. Can we ever have an AFLW story that doesn't reference someone having daughters?
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, even just like when I meet people, like CEOs of clubs, the first thing they tell me is they have daughters. If I have any AFLW question, I really care about this because I have daughters. You can care about AFLW without making
A journalist asking, so like, how many kids you got? Is that a question that people are asking? I don't care. But do people care? Do you care?
No, I don't care. No.
And then, so the reason that she was even kind of like put in the sphere of this job is that her daughters play football at various levels and they all started at the Kew Comets. that's where Andrew Dillon's daughters play.
I was going to say.
They met so Andrew Dillon suggested her for the role because they met with the Q Comets.
So my suggestion is that the AFL is actually run by the Q Comets.
Yeah, that's basically what's happening. Sorry, Tom's just drowsy. I smile so much.
My question from this article, which I read today, right, is the new head in charge, the big announcement of the new AFL, Nicole Livingston. You know, some people liked what she was doing, some people didn't. You know, the new head. It seems like a reduction in the role. Like the name is less like it's Emma Moore. But then also, when Andrew Dillon came in or when Gillen came in before, there's often this is what I want to do. Mm-hmm. There's a real statement of intention. And I was like, okay, great, because it's a real moment of where does it go from here? Because it's gotten to, I feels to me, watching AFLW, it's had a huge period of growth, and then it's got to a level where it's now hitting its second act, and it needs to find ways to continue to grow and to evolve. They're stuck, is it 7 to 8 games? How many rounds what are we at?
11 rounds.
11 rounds.
Technically, I'll get to that.
11 rounds, but then it's not going to grow for 2 years or something like that.
Well, they have to reach they have to have metrics that they have to reach, so a certain amount of crowd capacity.
So I was like, okay, great. What are the things, how are they going to grow it? And Emma Moore, with the Caroline Wilson article, said, I've got plans, and then they were like, what? And she said, I'm not saying.
So her 5-year vision is simple. I would like AFLW to be the preeminent sport for women in terms of participation and fandom and audience, to be the most loved and most passionately supported. That is her 5-year plan.
Yeah, but like,
what does that
what
mean?
stadium?
How do you get there?
Yeah.
Give me a smart goal.
Will Tassie have a team when will they both come in at the same time?
Ideally, yeah, and they're talking that way. But yeah, so the AFLW has been capped at 10 rounds, and then this year it's like we're getting it to 11 rounds. That's the growth that was promised.
Yeah. So that's not
promised.
Yeah.
But that 11 rounds, they're going to condense it into 10 weeks and have those extra games during September. So we're not getting an extra week, and also you're going to put those games on when men's finals are on.
Yeah, I was going to say there's some competition there.
Like, I love AFLW so much. Like, it is the thing that I care about so deeply.
Yes.
It is hard to give it attention when men's finals are on.
Yes.
Like, I remember Essendon played Collingwood during the men's finals, and it was like that game usually would be my favourite game of the year to go to, but I can't give it any attention because it's literally a prelim on at the same time.
Yeah.
It doesn't get a lot of free space. So, well, let's see where it's taken from here.
Yeah. And like, she's optimistic, and we can only take her word for that. And and like, she hasn't actually taken the role up yet. We haven't seen anything from her yet. She could be great. All we know, she could be really fantastic.
Some people are saying more fixture time as well, more than 2 weeks notice on fixtures and things like that.
It's coming out in June, yeah.
To be honest, like, I don't hate the idea of the angle. It's like, okay, what's the most important thing? Growth, or let's get someone from marketing in. Like, that is not a bad alignment. That is a good alignment.
Yeah.
So we just have to wait and see.
We have to wait and see.
I always say, Ken with front office, what's so good about what he does is if you're building a business, like, your number one thing you have to do is storytelling and be able to say, come along on this journey with what we're trying to do, and here's the challenges of it, and really open up to it. Yeah. And I feel like people who might be on the fence with W, if it was more about, we have this thing, we want to take it here, and here's how we're going about it, and tell the story, as opposed to trying to present it as which I'm not saying they're doing the opposite, but yeah, like the store, open up and if people want to be invested in it, they can be invested in it. Yeah,
I would agree with that, and just more transparency. Like, like, I feel like the AFLW community are actually some of the smartest people that I've ever come across, and it's just like, they understand that you're not going to get 80,000 people to an AFLW game tomorrow, but we just want to see the working out. We just want to see why we're doing all of these things and how do we get there? Because even Laura Kane in that piece said, we've got to get to 20,000. You've got to show 20,000 people before you can start having games at Marvel Stadium. Well, how can you do that when it's capped at Icon with a 12,000 capacity? Like, you can't even do it. So how do we prove that we can get 20,000 to a game?
Yes.
Genuinely, like, show us. So,
well said.
Bang on.
There's that. Charlie Cameron has escaped a ban because of his good character. Yep.
I don't understand. Yeah, I that was confused. I think most people are confused by that.
Yeah. So so at the tribunal, for his sling tackle on Jake Lever, he got off because they presented his good record, and the AFL tribunal said, "Great."
I'm just confused by it. Like I want to understand, but I'm just really.
It's very even the AFL. Like Andrew Dillon's come out and said, yeah, he should have been suspended.
Did he?
Yeah, so he said like he was given a ban, and our position is that was the right call, but we're not going to appeal it.
Okay, maybe appeal it.
Weird.
It is a really weird. Also because like does it not set a really dangerous precedent?
Yes, it
because
does.
now like any club,
first-time offenders should be expecting to get off for cussing someone.
What was his
or
ATAR?
dangerous tackling. Yeah.
What did he
it
do?
was a really bad. Like I can't actually watch that tackle without.
Yeah, it's on a TV at the moment.
It got really lucky that Lever didn't get
Is the
injured,
subtext that Lever was faking it?
No, I think the subtext is Lever's fine and we love Charlie, which I do too. So let's not have him miss footy. That's bad for footy.
Is that right? Oh, that's weird.
I think that's very much what my read of it was. I could be so wrong, but...
I don't know. I have nothing to add apart from
Me neither. I think everyone's kind of just like, what?
I just don't think that. I think good character should come into so many things in life, but it probably doesn't come into whether you did a dangerous tackle or not.
That's weird.
I agree. I definitely agree with that.
Unless, no, I'm trying to think of a circumstance where
A fun
but I can't. I
circumstance.
don't have the capability in my brain.
We're just 100 days from the Olympics, and that makes me very excited.
yeah.
By the time this goes out, we'll be 99 days from the Olympics. That makes me incredibly excited. And they always do like data analysis. How many medals are we going to get? Can you guess
please.
what leading sports agency? What's the name of this agency? Grace Note. Which is like the main one they use for all this stuff. Can you guess how many medals Australia?
Do you know how many we got in Tokyo?
No, I know how many we got in Athens.
Yeah, tell me Athens,
No,
which
I
was
can't
20 years
because
ago.
it's the same as this is being predicted.
Okay. Well, I reckon
25.
Huh?
25.
Medals.
Golds.
Oh, because no, is this golds, all medals?
This is all medals.
Oh, okay. That's a bit harder.
Okay, my memory is we last time got somewhere in the 120s. If anyone in the chat could find out how many we got in Tokyo, I'm seeing 301, which could very much be possible. As soon as the comments start coming through, I'll know. But my prediction is that we're going to do something similar to what we did last time, which is always the way.
So all out, we got 46 in Tokyo.
Only 46?
Yeah, we were. Well, I mean, that's the sixth best country.
People are saying 302. People are saying 420.
I think they're just guessing.
I don't know about that because a very reputable person, Aaron here, has said 69 medals.
That sounds accurate.
Okay, we got 46.
We got 46.
I thought we were in the hundreds. Who won the most medals last time?
I just closed the tab. I think it was China, but I do know it was 116 medals.
Jeez. Okay, so I'm just way off on that. Okay, and then this time I'm projecting that we're going to win 35.
Have some more faith in our athletes, please.
No worries. 3,000.
Okay, I'll have a little less faith in that.
2,999 medals.
I'm trying to equate this to a football team, but I can't.
No, go on. How much?
50.
50. Oh, yeah.
50. It's really good.
So, Aussie.
I mean, we haven't done it yet, but...
How many gold in that? Is it broken
do you
down?
want to guess?
Yeah.
Go.
Of the 60?
Yep.
50. Was it 50?
50.
18?
No.
Less?
Less.
Gold?
Yeah.
No, I don't want... See,
No.
if they get... my opinion, and I'm very out there, is my opinion is that if you come back to the airport with a silver or bronze, don't bother.
Don't bother.
You're not welcome back.
Yeah. See you later.
If you didn't win, that's fine. Come in.
Yeah.
But only gold's back. Gold or nothing.
So how many are we letting through?
8.
Border security. More than that,
12.
please. Oh, more than that.
13.
Yes.
Okay, 13 gold. Does it say what sports we're projected to win gold in?
Well, you can guess that a lot of those are in the...
Swimming, yes.
And also...
Are you saying our swimming got good?
Our swimming's always been good.
No, but we've dropped off. We have dropped off because the men's, sorry to pick out the men's, they win less gold.
Yeah.
And that was a Tom Walker shot. That's fascinating. Yeah, and rowing. That's Jess Fox?
Yes, that's Jess Fox.
Slalom canoe.
Yeah.
I was in 2020 at the 2021 Olympics. Jess Fox in the canoe slalom. I was at the gym and she lost the first gold she was going for. She lost, and then the second one, I was at the gym and I started clapping. I was so happy for her, and everyone was like, "You're interrupting my deadlifts." And I said, "Jess Fox just won in the canoe slalom."
That was very emotional too because her dad was commentating.
Yes, that's right. But he showed no emotion.
I know, he was so good.
And her French mother was like, "I cannot believe she was so happy." And the dad was like, and
So that puts us behind United States, China, Great Britain, and France. So they're our mortal enemies.
no, Great Britain can go and suck a sav because
okay.
it's a hot dog.
Okay.
They are getting better, and we don't want that.
No, we don't want that.
They can get stuffed, and they're getting good in the pool, which I do not
Yeah, I
accept.
don't like that.
They should be good at eating stodgy, flavorless food.
Where are the Matildas finishing?
Bronze.
No, unfortunately, probably.
If they medal, that's great.
I know it is. No. It'll be amazing.
Spain, England, powerhouses. Who's the other one?
Oh, are England a powerhouse? Because they're not even playing in the Olympics.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Pew 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 pew.
Pew, 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 pew.
Sam Kerr won't be playing. Obviously, she's
No.
And even
But have you seen how good 40's been recently?
40?
Yeah, not Holden.
I thought you were talking about the Judd Apatow film. This is 40,
Yeah, that's what I was actually.
which is fine. Okay, yes, and then I'm trying to think of the other sports where we might medal.
I already closed the thing.
The boomers could get bronze.
Did you?
What about the women's? How good are the Opals?
Opals. Lauren Jackson's playing.
Reckon?
We have a pretty good side, but yeah, we could medal. But there's some very strong women's, like the America are gonna. You should see the college women basketballers coming through.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
horrifying how good they are.
Did you watch the Caitlin Clark draft?
Yes, exactly. Well, we've got 3 WNBL players drafted in that draft, so lots of women going to the WNBA. But the Team USA men's side, Marnie,
Really?
good God.
Okay.
Good
that was the
God.
only thing I was going to add is like the scariest lineup I've ever seen. My opinion is, Broden, if you took 2 of those 12 players and put them on any other team, they would probably win.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It's insane. But not only that, Joel Embiid, who is born in Cameroon but has spent his life in the US since he was 14, his first connection to the US is playing for this team. So, like...
And then
the
LeBron,
best
Steph
tall-
Curry, Kevin Durant. It's just insane.
Yeah, and we're going up in the first round against Luka Doncic and Serbia. Is he Serbian?
Yes, I believe so, yeah.
Serbian. Someone will correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, it's going to be brutal. But I'm so excited to watch that team. To be honest, great. I have news.
Okay, please.
The news is that we put out a TikTok the other day. Shout out to our editor Jimbo in the editing suite here. We block him in there. We make him edit TikToks for our footy podcast. The Pokémon one we did last week, 60,000 views.
It's pretty good.
It's huge cut through, and it shows that our audience don't really like sport and are more about Pokemon.
It helped with the fun Pokemon noise in the background, I think. It made it very enjoyable to watch.
Jim's not a sports guy.
Oh, okay.
Jim loves his rock and roll music, and he likes editing.
Yeah.
And finding short ways to edit quicker through using AI and shortcuts.
That's
he doesn't
very
like
cool.
to use his mouse. He likes to make shortcuts.
So he has 3 different programs for different keyboard shortcuts because just Command I is not enough.
Oh.
So he needs like separate programs so that he can do like Command Shift I, Command Caps I, all this crazy stuff.
And on that, he's Slovenian.
Okay, great.
I'm so sorry, but I'm never going to Europe. Yes. So anyway, Jim. So he edited, and when we put this through, he's like, I'm so happy that you have done this. So he had a good time. So in the comments as well, I've given my 3 favorite Pokemon evolutions.
Oh, cool. Okay.
That was perfect for TikTok, what you just did, by the way. That was very good TikTok. Yeah, cool. For Essendon, money enough. For Essendon, start at Darcy Parish, then to Stringer, then to Mackay.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work. I mean, like, not in quality of player maybe, but in...
No, it's all a fun
in
look
all
space
aesthetic.
thing. right?
Yeah, I think that's good.
For Carlton, Durden, Chera,
Yeah.
Wiedering.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
For Hawthorn, Who would you start with for small player? Small.
I guess
Ginnivan.
I'd call Nick Watson. No,
Nick Watson.
Nick Watson.
Yeah.
The
We
smallest
love
player.
the short kings.
Who's injured at the moment?
Yeah.
Nick Watson to Ginnivan
What? No, that's too close.
to Jai Newcomb.
What?
So it's
They're
not-
all tiny.
But it's not a height thing. I think it's a strength thing.
Oh, I was like,
So they all have mid-length blondish brown hair.
Little
they're like
bogan-
mousy brown.
mousy
Little
brown,
bogan mullets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
A
very
little
gritty.
bogan evolution. Like it's almost like a they're closer to they'd be a rock type.
Yeah.
You know, like Nick Watson's a little Geo dude.
Yeah.
And then he grows into a Ginnivan, a Gino dude, into a Gio dude.
What I like about that is, to the career to date, it works as like getting better as a footballer
It
as well.
does, yeah. Jai Newcomb is the gun. Ginnivan is
Good at
got
times.
really good but controversial.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, okay.
Is
Wow.
it something to do with all the like Jackson, the West Coast Eagles forward line? Sorry, I feel like my brain's moving so slowly today.
Jackson.
No, Jack, because there's like Waterman. No, that's Jake Waterman.
Which is a jack.
Darling.
That's a type of jack.
I actually put that in live blog and I was like, oh, shit. Gotta quickly fix that. Darling.
Yeah.
And there's two more in the West Coast Eagles. Came prepared.
Is it Petruccelli?
Yes.
Jack Petruccelli.
And there's another one. Darling.
And then, yeah, Jack Darling. And then who's the other Jack in the forward line? The chat will know if I don't.
I just want to point out
We'll
as well
just,
while we're
talk
recording.
amongst
We can cut
ourselves.
this down. We can cut this down, and we will.
Yeah, I will.
Well, we'll cut this out too. But Fox Footy, I don't want to ruin our viewership, but 360's got some great points about suspensions in players. Watch it later, folks. Don't leave us, but you can. Great.
Williams.
Jack Williams.
Anyway, I just think it's really fun because even in like, there was a quarter of when the West Coast were like on it against Richmond and it was all the Jacks plus
the
Jake
Jacks.
that was scoring the goals. I thought that's really funny.
Hell yeah. AFL, Pokémon, together at last.
Yeah.
They should do Guernseys for every team. I would buy one. No, I wouldn't, but kids would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tipping. Sorry, Tom, no lead in there.
That's all right. Ready?
Tipping. Tipping.
Enjoying the vibe. Nice and chill.
Tipping.
The mixed energy of doing this heaps, like being in our 6th week of doing this with Tom being on drugs because of blood transfusion, and the vibe is nice. I'm liking it.
Yeah.
The first game tonight, Thursday, 18th of April, at Marvel Stadium. St Kilda takes on the Dogs. This is every game this round is fantastic. There's not one that I don't think is going to be a good watch.
Me too. I'm really excited about this. Wait, there is one game I think that is a blowout, but yes.
I don't think so.
Who West Coast play?
West Coast play
Freo.
North.
No, they
No,
play Freo.
Freo, which is a
That one.
derby coming off a win. I think you know, like I can tell that I can make the argument. Not that it's a strong argument, but I can make it.
Can you make the argument for Western Bulldogs?
Well, 26% of the people at the AFL website are tipping Bulldogs. St Kilda Bulldogs have absolutely. I can make a thing for it. Beveridge has come out. There's been people making accusations this week that Beveridge knows that their list is not good enough and that they're trying to regenerate, but he's not publicly saying it. And he
Okay.
said he doesn't believe in tanking.
Rebuilding.
Yeah, he doesn't believe in rebuilding. He thinks you can't rebuild anymore. It's too hard with 18, soon to be 19 teams. But he knows they're not that good.
Well, I mean, yeah, his comments have been a little bit confusing, I think.
Yeah,
but
that's
he's
insane. Me and Phil Davis think they've got the second best list in the competition. So
But yeah, because he's had like just an example of like players that he hasn't put in the sides recently is Caleb Daniel, Jackson McRae, Bailey Dale, Rory Lobb, and then Riley Sanders has been subbed out pretty early on in a lot of games recently,
Yeah.
which is just seems a little odd.
It is interesting. It's and Rory Lobb and Uwe Hagen are out for personal reasons. Garcia, Liberatore are out with concussion, and Harms and Oscar Baker have been omitted. They took out the D's guys, so huge team changes.
yeah, no,
then.
that is brutal. I think I was very much interested in tipping the Doggies until you said that. Now I think they have zero chance.
I may or may not be just looking at AFL 360 and copying whatever comes up. That may be happening.
I mean, it's a good technique.
But you can't see what they're saying. There's no subtitles on.
One of them is doing this a lot, and one of them is doing this a lot.
Which one are we?
Yeah, exactly.
Somewhere in between.
I know. I am.
Yes. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Okay, you got to go Saints on that, but I think it could be a good game still.
Yes, I think it should be.
Don't ruin my week of exciting games.
I mean, the list is still pretty good. Like they have I don't know. Even just like with Sanders, like what it feels like he's doing with Riley Sanders, what he did with Zahariou, where it's just like you don't get to play all these games up top, even though you're a really high draft pick and you have all these expectations and potential. We're going to make you like earn it first, because it feels like with all these other like young ones that have just come in and they've had such a huge impact. Like Caleb Windsor has been like amazing, and it's not like his first game we're expecting him to kick a goal, but like what was it, 3-4 in he did. Same with like Nick Watson, like he had so many behinds before he got his goal, but with Riley Sanders it's like, well, you can play a few quarters and then we're going to pull you out because you're not having like a huge impact.
He doesn't rush them in, and in 2021 he wouldn't bring Ugle-Hagan in despite the fact they were dominating every other team that they played.
And like he looked frustrated, like at the time Ugle-Hagan looked really frustrated about that, and now we're seeing Riley Sanders be quite clearly frustrated when he gets subbed off.
Yeah.
Ugle-Hagan hasn't signed his contract yet.
He should come to Essendon.
Oh, well, I don't know.
That's probably exactly what would happen.
No, you come to Melbourne.
No,
he'd be
you go to Essendon. Everyone goes to Essendon.
Everyone goes to Essendon. Because everyone wants to play Anzac Day.
I'm tipping Saints.
Yeah, I'm tipping Saints.
Yeah, same. I originally went Bulldogs and then I thought about it and I go, no.
Yeah, you guys convinced me the other way.
Friday night, Adelaide Oval, gather round returns. Mini gather round. Your mates are going there again. Bombers taking on Adelaide Crows at Adelaide Oval.
Yeah, genuinely considered flying to Adelaide for this.
Not too late. You could drive.
Nah, because I'd go with Dad and Mum's got surgery, so we can't.
Fair enough.
But I think this is going to be either really, really horrible watch. We're just like two bad teams going at it, fumbling the ball everywhere, or it's actually going to be really good. And I think it's going to be quite good.
I have no idea who I'm going to tip at all.
I tipped Adelaide just because it's in Adelaide.
Adelaide.
And I think the Bombers have, because like that Western Bulldogs win, I think was really quite good. And the way they finished was so strong. And they have a habit of sometimes being a bit arrogant after wins like that. They're like, well, we're a good side now. Watch us be a good side. And then they just like lose to West Coast. That's so funny.
One of these teams are going to go back to back, which is a nice little swing around for one of them. Adelaide Crows, huge turnaround for them if they can go back to back. And same for Essendon.
Great.
I am going to tip Essendon. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Am I going to tip Adelaide? Who are you tipping?
I'm going to tip Essendon, even though I don't like them, because I think Adelaide has really deep issues despite winning.
I agree, but also this whole year you've just been going on about home ground advantage.
Yeah, I know,
you've been
right?
flying that flag so strongly.
Yeah, 100%. No, I agree with you. And that's the only reason I think they have a chance, to be honest. I think Essendon are better than I thought. And I think like Adelaide, yeah, despite the win, like Dawson still, like we don't know what's going on, not getting as much of the ball. Like there's just all these issues across the board.
Keys, Berry, and a bunch of others I thought made them look so much better.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel good about it, and I'm tipping Adelaide. I've just changed my mind. Sorry. Saturday afternoon, we return. You know, you love to hate them. A week away from them. I missed them. It's the Collingwood Magpies, and they're taking on the Collingwood Magpies of Adelaide, Port Adelaide, at the MCG.
Do you know what I was thinking about this morning in the shower?
Footy.
Genuinely, I was thinking about how Collingwood almost lost that game to Hawthorn by, what was it, like 4 points? It was like 4 or 5 points that they almost lost that game to Hawthorn, who just got demolished by the Gold Coast Suns. They were so close to losing by a team that was that bad against Gold Coast, and they just like Gold Coast just walked through them, kind of like Port, what Port did to Essendon.
Yes.
I don't know why Collingwood are favourites for this game at all. It seems obvious that Port would be favourites for this. Port are so good. Haven't Port lost like one game this year? And wasn't it like a close? It must have been close.
If you played this at a neutral territory, I think you tip Port. But the truth is, Collingwood at the MCG, there'll be 60 to 70,000 people there. The umpires will give them more calls than they usually would. And they'll win. They'll just win on momentum. They'll find some way to win it. or maybe the bye, they've come back and figured it out. It's after a bye. You don't win after byes, do you, Tom?
Well, yeah, statistics would say that you rarely do, correct.
I'm tipping Port.
I'm so strongly tipping Port.
I'm incredibly tipping Port too, and I just think because Collingwood's forward line is their weakness if there is one, and Port's defence is really, really fucking awesome, so they'd have to win it in the middle, but Port has a better midfield as well, so I just can't see them getting it done.
Actually, I forgot. I'm doing something. I'm tipping Collingwood.
Okay.
I don't want to say what I'm doing. I'm doing something.
It wouldn't be tipping Collingwood every week, would it?
No. Well, yes, but I'm not. That doesn't say what I'm doing.
No, that's not what you're doing.
Just people watching need to understand. Let me cook.
Yeah, let him cook.
Saturday, 4:35. You watch that game. You watch Port Pies. Pies.
Yeah. Port Pies.
Then there'll be a bit of chat, and then you go to this game, which is, I think, the game of the round for me. Carlton GWS.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yes,
yeah.
for real.
Only thing that makes me a bit flat on this game is
Carlton have no players.
yes, is they haven't listed a team, and some GWS players will be like they'll wear Carlton. They'll play for them.
Giants have significant injuries this week as well with Taylor and Cogs, right? Like that's two of their biggest outs. So
yes,
that'll help Carlton a little bit.
But is it?
They're still stacked.
McGovern,
they're still
Sard.
stacked,
Oh my God, I always just read it as Sarah, which is wrong. Fogarty, Marchbank, Cunningham, Motlop, Wilson. Obviously, Doherty's out.
Sard.
Yeah, I said him.
Yeah, and Sard's the big one. 6 weeks of Sardless
Oh,
blues.
I love Sard.
Yeah, he helped me move a lamp once.
Yeah, I remember you telling that story.
I was going to mention Nathan Murphy. Have to pay respect for Nathan Murphy. But right thing to do for your career.
Yes.
But at the same time as well, great game to end on. A flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the best to everything you do with your life now, Nathan. I mean, come on the pod one day, we'll chat.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot a news story. Sorry. Can I just say that State of Origin's coming back to the MCG?
The NRL? Mm-hmm. What sport is that?
NRL.
What do they do?
They just throw a rugby ball to each other in a line. They just run. There's like two lines of really big men or women, and they just run at each other.
Run at each other?
run at each
NRL
other.
sounds to me not really lovely.
But the reason I thought of it, and this is horrible, is that Ryan Pappenhausen, who plays for Storm, he just like cannot break into an Origin side, even though he's really good. And it's because he shares the position with James Tedesco, who is like a Sydney Roosters star. But James Tedesco's career is in under a bit of a cloud because he just got his 10th concussion
Oh, God.
last week.
Yeah, don't play any more Tedeschi.
Oh my
Do they have a panel that they go to?
I'm not entirely sure
They'd
how the
have to
NRL do
at this
it.
point, or they get sued. Does that mean Victoria's having a state team?
No. Because
let's
they
just
have
do it
to.
here
They
with
play
this Victoria team.
3 games, so they have to. So they play 1 in Brisbane, 1 in
That would
Sydney.
be good though. The big V comes out and plays
So I'm
AFL.
thinking, like, why would
Yeah.
you have it in Victoria unless you're going to have a Victoria?
Because they sell it out. They
The
like,
NRL,
actually
yeah.
really sell out. State of Origin is a spectacle.
Correct me
Yeah.
if
It's
I'm wrong.
So good.
Is there every metric, the NRL is piss poor to the AFL. It does less attendance,
Yes.
less ratings, less everything.
Mm-hmm.
But the NRL, but it's because the State of Origin is so
Strong.
strong.
Mm-hmm.
I don't take a backward step from what I said about that shit sport.
Yeah, I mean, they just only have 2 states, though. So call me when you've got 3 or 4.
Look at that blood transfusion. Tom
what I'm
does not
saying.
hold back. I'm
I
tipping.
mean, Storm is the most successful
Yeah,
NRL side in a long
So they
time.
should
but-
have, everyone who plays for Storm should be allowed to play for Victoria.
So it's just Storm v. New South Wales and Queensland.
I'm tipping GWS purely because of Carlton injuries.
Same.
And it might be a bad turning period for Carlton, who have just won. GWS are incredible.
Yeah.
Like Sam Kelly and Cogs went down in that game.
You always say Sam Kelly. I'm so sorry, Broden. I had
is
to
it?
cut it from last Sunday.
Who is it?
Sam Taylor.
Sam Taylor. Why do I keep saying Sam Kelly?
Because it's your brother.
My brother is not named Sam.
Yeah, I know, but, I just think it's in your head somehow.
Yeah, Sam Taylor. And that did not affect them in any way.
No.
Saints didn't make a big push back, but I still felt like they looked fantastic. So everyone going Giants?
Yep.
Yes.
Brisbane versus Geelong at the Gabba.
I went Geelong, but I am not in the majority there.
No, I think this is the first real game that Cats are playing in a way.
Oh, true.
In a way. Yeah,
But
Cats fans
Brisbane
will
also
come
have
from
won 2 games.
Yeah. They haven't been.
And one was like
looking
an
that
easy beats in Melbourne, so.
Excuse me. Well, they have Charlie Cameron, which is really actually genuinely important. You're going to hear Country Road a few times.
What I would say, Broden, is if Geelong does win this, like, you know, the term lids are off.
Yep.
Like, I'm on them. If Geelong can win this, they're the fucking real deal, and they're the ones to watch out for. Which
Hot
so
take from
makes it
Tom.
unlikely.
Yeah, so I'm going Brisbane.
Yeah, I'm going Brisbane.
All right, I've gone Geelong.
Wow, I like that's your roughie for the week.
I love that.
Fremantle the Derby, Fremantle West Coast Saturday night as well.
Freo is so good.
You got to tip Freo, but
I think Freo should have won more games this year than they have.
Yeah.
Didn't they lose to Port by 3, and then the week before they lost to Carlton, which they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
By
Yeah,
that
it's been-
controversial decision.
Them and Saints have both been the unlucky, like, toss a coin, they win. They're undefeated, both teams, pretty
Yeah.
much.
we're all going Freo.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just interested in what you were saying earlier, Broden, about the derby. I'm interested just in how much that means. I think we should talk about it on Sunday after watching the game, like if it is a thing, because I know it doesn't matter how good Brisbane is and how bad Gold Coast is. It sort of does have feeling in it, the Q clash.
I shot an ad the day of a derby in WA,
Yeah.
and like all the crew were just so shitty to be working. Firstly, but they were all wearing their Guernseys. Like it's state of origin vibes.
Yeah.
Like,
That's cool.
But the thing I would say is it's never helped the Suns win though.
no, that's because that's bullshit.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting. I've never taken notice of it before.
Showdown in the Derby, the Adelaide one and the
Perth
WA
one,
one
yeah.
are real, and they have a much higher margin of upset than usual.
Yeah, same with like Anzac Day, right? It's anyone's on Anzac Day.
Yeah, for a while though, Collingwood have just got Essendon by the long and curlies, and
Well, no, last year Essendon were up by 28 points at 3/4 time. They just gave it away at the end. But
Yeah,
for
they-
3/4,
for 3/4.
That's good
Essendon were
effort.
in
3/4. The Sunday 1:05. Strange time. Sydney Gold Coast.
whoa, I did not expect it to be 95% to 5%. I thought this would be way closer.
Yeah, I think this is a fair weather voting situation.
Oh,
Yeah, this is not people who watch a lot of football. Did Sydney have a bye last week? They
Sydney
did.
had a bye. They
Yeah,
lost
so-
the week prior
Yeah.
to Richmond.
Yes.
yeah.
So
And
that's.
Suns are in red hot form.
Yeah.
So I think Suns should win.
I saw a few people tweet me because I said every game this week's around, and people going, Gold Coast are going to get smashed. What are you talking about? And I just went, bookmark.
And hey, they might, they genuinely might. Like I still think in the scheme of the year, Sydney are a much better team.
Well, yeah, also because like Gold Coast are doing really well off their like young ones coming through, but you can't sustain that
Their
when you're
defense-
that young.
Their defense has been really, really good, Gold Coast. Mm-hmm. It's at the SCG, so maybe Swans just win it, but I'm going Gold Coast.
I've gone Sydney, but I don't like, I'm not confident. I'm not like, yeah, they're gonna destroy them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then North Hawthorn. Who do you tip?
I don't know. I believe in North. I'm really down on Hawks after. I mean, we spoke about it at length on Sunday, but the absolute capitulation of the midfield from the Hawks last week is worrying because if you lose that battle, you lose games, right?
Yeah.
And North's midfield is young and inexperienced, but they're pretty bloody good.
Really good.
Yeah. So I think North.
Larky
for me.
with no backline.
Yeah.
Larky with no backline.
Yeah, but coming up against like Sheezel, LDU, like I think Wardlaw's out still, but like, Combin or whatever his name is running for the midfield. Like, it's just really good for North, I think.
I'm tipping North, but Hawthorn will win.
I originally went North, and then
Chickened out.
Andrew, who I work with, goes, "Oh, North can't beat a potato at the moment." And I thought that was funny, so I went Hawthorn.
That is funny. That's a funny thing to say.
And there are our tips, folks. And that's the week. We're doing an interview with someone very special coming in shortly after this.
My favourite person, I would say, in the
Bonnie
whole
to
world.
Good.
Yeah.
And then this Saturday, the creator of the creator.
Yes.
I guess we do the announcement for the weekend one.
Yeah,
Get hyped.
The director of The Castle,
that's so
And
cool.
the
That's so cool.
one of the co-creators of Thank God You're Here and Have You Been Paying Attention and The Panel and The Late Show, Rob Sitch.
You should have just reenacted the castle for the podcast.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about it.
Oh,
No, I would say this is the most Broden episode ever. Like, so
Yeah.
any D's fans in the chat, and I know there's lots of them, like it's good for everyone.
yeah.
But if you're a D's fan, you'll love this episode.
Yeah, it's literally us just talking about but he's one of those guys, right? He's like a poet.
Yeah.
Because whenever he's talking
wow.
about it, the way he ran down
Yeah.
the wing.
He talked about Robbie Flower for a few minutes, and
Okay.
it's really interesting because the Robbie Flower is one of those names that always gets thrown around as one of the greats, but why? Like, you know?
Sure.
So that stuff was really interesting.
Mans, have a great weekend at the footy.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for being in again. And thank you to everyone who joined us for the footy with Mans. I said it on our Monday pod, but traditionally the Monday pod has been the one with the most listeners, but this is coming for it.
I love that.
It's closing in, which is very nice to see. Thank you to everyone who's been watching us tonight, and thank you for listening today. Enjoy the weekend. Bounce that pill. And thank you, everyone. We're going to chat for another 5 or so minutes if you want. I'm just going to answer some questions as well. Champagne guest. I love that life on. Thank you, everyone, for hanging around. It's lovely that we're getting this amount of people watching every week hanging out with us.
Yes.
Tom is...
People are excited about Bonnie.
They really are. They really are.
Bonnie. What questions do you want us to ask her?
Answer.
Shout.
Yeah. What questions do you want us to ask her? That was
I thought you were saying what questions do you want to answer?
No, that wouldn't make any sense.
No, it's a very good point. Wouldn't make any sense. You're at about 10%, Tom. Thank you for powering through.
I love it.
I did enjoy just like looking over and you were kind of just like drowsy but smiling.
Yeah,
hope he's having fun.
I'm proper going in and out. There was 5 minutes there where I thought I'm going to faint, and then I came out of it and I was good. And then
Someone asked me about my glasses. These are Bailey Nelson.
Are these the ones that change colour, Broden?
These are transition.
They
and I
change
thought that
colour.
would be cool, but I do feel like a gross uncle sometimes when I catch myself in the mirror with transition lenses on. Have you noticed that about me? That hurts.
No, I didn't notice that at all. But my Bailey Nelsons, they just stretched so quickly.
If you go into a Bailey Nelson, I've learned that the size of your head, that just means that the person was selling them did a bad job.
Well, I think they probably sold me kids ones.
Yeah.
And then they just like...
There's a number on the side, and that's reflective of the size of your head and where your eyes and how close your eyes are together and shit. So a good person will know that. Because once I went in, the guy was like, it's this, it's that. And then another person went in, I'm like, these numbers. And they're like, oh, that's all nothing. And I was like, you don't know what fucking...
Oh my God, that would annoy me so much.
That's crazy.
They're Bailey Nelson. Which is a good middle ground. It's a bit better than Specsavers and not as expensive as OPSM, but much more trendy, I would say. I'm wearing contacts a lot lately, and that's a challenge.
Weirds me out. Just like the closeness of the eyeball.
Oh yeah, the first time I did it, I was like, it's never going to work, and then I started. Now I just shove it in there.
Oh
Yeah, but
no,
when
I'm
you
thinking
came in
about
that
eyes
day-
as like a
Yeah.
thing. It's just like a little jelly. Oh,
Yeah, he came into my office once and he was like, I think I've lost a contact. Like he wasn't sure if it was
In
in the
your
back
head?
of his eye. And I was like,
Oh.
no, Broden, no.
that gives me the
stop.
heebie-jeebies proper.
Yeah.
Lots of people talking to me about the 76ers trying to bait me and go, oh, you're going to play one playoff game tomorrow.
Yeah.
Rah, 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 rah. We're going to win.
Yeah,
we're
I
going
think
to win.
you destroy the Heat. It is a shame that you could just not show up and lose. I wish you were playing in the proper playoffs.
Well, it's a one-off game. It's kind of cool. Do you know what happens? There's a play-in for the NBA finals. So there's playoffs for every round apart from the play-in. So it's play-in to play in the playoffs. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so it's like with that idea of a wild card, you know what AFL is a wild card. So instead of playing best of 7, the 1 to 6 play best of 7, but then 7, 8, 9, 10 play one-offs. And I think it's good for the game, Broden, but bad for sixes.
I think we're going to kill them.
I think you will too, but you left it up to chance.
Jimmy Butler, though, is the variable because in finals, Jimmy Butler could single-handedly win the game.
Yeah, and Bam hasn't been as good this year as he has in the past, so it'll be interesting. But yeah, the 76ers have every right to win, but the whole point of the playoffs is you have 7 chances, and now they have 1. So,
Yes.
Yeah, I wish they had 7.
I'm going to watch it, but it's been a weird old year. I just think our coach is a gun. And I've been on the other side of it. It mentally crushes people, so that's cool.
Yeah, 100%.
We got to get out of here.
We do have to get out of here.
Thank you everyone for chatting with us, and for those who stuck around for a little chat at the end. And thank you to everyone who joined up and is supporting us. It's very, very helpful. Enjoy the footy this weekend. Love yous all. Thanks, Marns. Thanks, Tom.
Thanks.
Bye.